I'm going to tape the wrist in flexion, limiting extension. The same could be used for hyperextension, ulnar or radial deviation. For this technique, you're going to need a 50mm elastic adhesive bandage, 25mm zinc oxide tape, underwrap, adhesive spray and tape scissors. Make sure the area to be taped is clean and not too hairy, as this can impede the effectiveness of the tape. Wash and shave the area if necessary. Apply the hypoallergenic balm, underwrap or adhesive spray as applicable to the person being taped. Here I'm using underwrap. This technique can be done with the patient standing or seated. For ease of taping and comfort for the patient, I always ask them to take a seat. Here I'm going to use underwrap from the wrist up to the mid forearm, and on the hand I'm going to use an adhesive spray. The mid forearm anchor is going to be elastic adhesive bandage, and the hand anchor is going to be one or more strips of zinc oxide tape, depending on the size of the hand. I ask the patient to spread the hand as wide as possible so as to ensure that the anchor is not too tight. Wrap the anchor loosely around the hand at the web space between the knuckle joints and the thumb. When wrapping around the forearm, remember to follow the natural contours and not to pull the tape too tight and to gain some purchase on the skin. Using a zinc oxide tape, we're going to apply a fanning technique. Ask the patient to flex the wrist so that it is bent. This means that the central part of our tape won't be touching anything, similar to what we did in the elbow. We build up the strips from anchor to anchor, working in a fan-like manner, always making sure that the central section of the tape is across the wrist, which I use as a focal point. Before testing, it is advisable to re-anchor over the strips so that they don't pull off. Here I'm just closing prior to testing. Closing for this technique, we're going to use a 50mm elastic adhesive bandage to cover the tape job. Starting at the hand and working proximally, wrap the bandage around the hand, pinching it at the web area of the thumb so this area isn't impinged, as it can be quite painful with friction of the tape rubbing here. If in doubt, use a little Vaseline to reduce friction. Continue up the forearm until the tape job is completely enclosed, being careful not to pull the tape too tightly.